Imagine this for a moment. You're alone in the middle of a dark forest. No house, no tent, no fire, just you, lying on the cold ground trying to sleep. Around you, wolves are howling in the distance. Somewhere nearby, a mountain lion is quietly moving through the trees. An owl watches from above. And yet, morning comes. You open your eyes, and somehow you're still alive. Now, here's the strange part. For hundreds of thousands of years, our ancestors slept outside almost every single night. They had no locked doors, no flashlights, no alarms, no weapons powerful enough to stop every predator. The forests were filled with creatures far stronger, faster, and deadlier than any human. So why weren't humans wiped out? Why didn't hungry predators simply wait until people fell asleep? After all, a sleeping human can't run, can't fight, can't even see danger coming. It sounds like the easiest meal in nature. But that's not what happened. In fact, even today, millions of people sleep outdoors every year. Campers, explorers, scientists, soldiers, even people living near wild forests. And despite sharing the environment with bears, wolves, big cats, and countless other predators, actual attacks on sleeping humans are surprisingly rare. So what's stopping them? Is it fear? The smell of humans? Something hidden deep inside animal instincts? Or is there another explanation that most people have never even considered? The answer takes us back millions of years, to a time when humans weren't at the top of the food chain, when every sunset could have been your last. And strangely enough, the reason you're able to sleep peacefully tonight may have been shaped by one of the oldest survival battles in human history. Because the truth isn't that wild animals are afraid of sleeping humans. The real answer is far more fascinating. Let's find out. Josh. To understand why wild animals rarely attack sleeping humans, we first have to forget everything modern life has taught us. Today, when we imagine sleeping, we think about soft beds, locked doors, security cameras, streetlights, and emergency services only a phone call away. But for almost all of human history, none of that existed. For more than 99% of our existence as a species, humans slept completely exposed to nature. Every single sunset brought uncertainty. Every strange sound in the darkness could mean death. The forest wasn't just beautiful, it was alive. Every bush, every shadow, every broken branch could hide something capable of killing you. Lions, leopards, wolves, hyenas, bears, each one stronger than any human. Each one equipped with sharper teeth, better hearing, faster reflexes, and senses that humans could never compete with. From a purely logical point of view, humans should have been the easiest prey imaginable. We couldn't outrun most predators. We didn't have claws. We didn't have thick fur. We couldn't see well in the dark. And while asleep, we were completely defenseless. So why didn't evolution erase us? Why didn't predators simply wait until humans closed their eyes? At first glance, it almost feels like nature made a mistake. But nature rarely makes mistakes. Instead, it usually hides incredibly clever solutions in places we never think to look. The answer begins with a simple fact. Predators don't hunt based on opportunity alone. They hunt based on risk. To us, a sleeping human looks completely helpless. But wild animals don't see the world the way we do. Every predator has one goal: catch the prey without getting injured. Because in the wild, even a small injury can become a death sentence. A broken tooth, a damaged leg, or a deep wound can mean starvation within days. That's why predators don't simply attack everything they see. They constantly calculate risk. Is the prey worth it? Could it fight back? Could something else nearby be even more dangerous? Humans have always been unpredictable. Even early humans didn't sleep completely alone. They lived in small groups. If one person woke up, everyone else could wake up within seconds. A predator attacking one human might suddenly find itself facing 10. That risk simply wasn't worth taking. But there was something even more important. Humans mastered one weapon unlike any other animal: fire. To us today, fire feels ordinary. We light candles, turn on gas stoves, or start campfires for fun. But to wild animals, fire was terrifying. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans learned to control something no other species could. The glowing flames, the crackling sounds, the moving light, and the smoke created a powerful warning signal. Many predators naturally avoided it. Even today, researchers studying wolves, lions, and bears have observed that many wild animals hesitate when confronted with fire. Not because they understand what fire is, but because evolution taught them to be cautious of anything unfamiliar and dangerous. And humans weren't just carrying fire, they were carrying confidence. A group sitting around a campfire didn't look like prey anymore. It looked like something completely different, something strange, something unpredictable, something not worth the risk. But here's where the story becomes even more surprising. Because even in places where there was no fire, predators still often avoided sleeping humans. Why? The answer has nothing to do with fear, and everything to do with millions of years of evolution. The truth is, most predators aren't looking for a fight. They're looking for the easiest possible meal. And surprisingly, humans rarely fit that description. Think about animals that predators hunt every single day. Deer, zebras, antelopes, wild boars. These animals behave in predictable ways. Predators have spent millions of years evolving alongside them. They know exactly how they move, how they run, how they react. Humans are different, completely different. We walk on two legs. We make unusual sounds. We throw objects with incredible accuracy. We use tools. We cooperate in large groups. And perhaps most importantly, we behave unpredictably. To a predator, an unfamiliar animal is often more dangerous than a familiar one. Imagine you're a wolf. You've successfully hunted deer your entire life. Suddenly, you encounter a strange creature you've never evolved to hunt. It smells different. It moves differently. It stands upright. Sometimes it's carrying fire. Sometimes it's holding a sharp stick. Sometimes there are 10 more hiding nearby. Would you risk everything for one uncertain meal? Probably not. Scientists call this risk-sensitive hunting. Predators don't simply ask, "Can I eat it?" They ask, "What could go wrong?" And humans come with a very long list of things that could go wrong. Even today, wildlife experts often observe predators watching humans from a distance, only to quietly walk away. Not because they're weak, not because they're scared, but because the reward doesn't justify the risk. Nature rewards caution. The predator that avoids unnecessary danger survives longer, raises more offspring, and passes those careful instincts to the next generation. Over thousands of generations, that cautious behavior becomes part of the species itself. But there's another fascinating reason, one that has nothing to do with predators at all. It has everything to do with us. Because while predators were evolving to hunt, humans were evolving to survive. And the way our ancestors slept was far smarter than most people realize. Long before cities, long before houses, long before locks and walls, our ancestors had already developed remarkable ways to survive the night. They rarely slept completely alone. Most families rested together in small groups. While everyone slept, not everyone slept equally deeply. Some people naturally woke up more often during the night. A strange sound, the snap of a branch, or the distant growl of a predator could wake a light sleeper in seconds. Without realizing it, humans had created an early warning system. One person waking up could wake the entire group. And suddenly, what looked like an easy target became a noisy, unpredictable crowd. Predators don't like surprises. They prefer silence. They prefer certainty. They prefer prey that runs, not prey that suddenly stands together. This simple advantage may have saved countless human lives over thousands of generations. Then there was fire. A campfire didn't just provide warmth, it pushed back the darkness. It allowed people to see glowing eyes before those eyes came too close. It filled the air with smoke, crackling sounds, and constantly moving light. To many predators, that combination simply wasn't worth investigating. But perhaps the greatest survival tool wasn't fire, or weapons, or even intelligence. It was cooperation. No human could survive alone for very long. But together, humans became one of the most difficult animals in nature to hunt. Generation after generation, we learned, we adapted. We became better at reading danger, choosing safer places to sleep, taking turns watching, protecting one another. Slowly, the balance began to change. The hunters were no longer hunting helpless prey. They were watching a species that was becoming smarter every generation. And that's why, even today, although attacks still happen, they're far rarer than most people imagine. Not because wild animals are harmless, and not because humans are invincible, but because millions of years of evolution taught both sides the same lesson: avoid unnecessary risk. For predators, a human has never been the easiest meal. And for humans, surviving the night was never about being the strongest. It was about being the smartest. So tonight, when you lock your door, turn off your lights, and fall asleep without giving it a second thought, remember this: your peaceful night of sleep may be the result of survival strategies that began hundreds of thousands of years ago. Strategies that kept your ancestors alive long enough for you to be here today. And perhaps the greatest mystery isn't why wild animals don't usually attack sleeping humans. The real mystery is how a fragile species with no claws, no fangs, and no natural armor managed to outsmart the wilderness itself. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, because the world is full of questions that seem simple until science reveals the incredible truth behind them. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.